Good evening, welcome back. Tonight we're going to be looking at GameStop and how GameStop has been moving on Friday and obviously over the past week. GameStop, we don't look at it as much, but I think GameStop, well, it is a very interesting stock and it also has a lot of potential, as does AMC. So we're going to be going through all of the things which I think that are important on GameStop tonight. So again, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, this is not financial advice, just my opinions. It may not be correct, and I definitely do recommend that you formulate your own opinions before investing in GameStop or any of the other stocks or cryptos which we talk about on this channel. But now that I have disclosed that, we are going to jump into the video. So we're going to start off over here on the 1-day chart. The past day for the stock you can see is green. Very, very good that we are seeing that in my personal opinions. A lot of people are talking about the squeeze potentially happening in the future and the fact that the shorts are trying to keep the price down to persuade people to sell the stock. People are saying that they're trying to make the price go up a little bit to make people want to sell at a slightly higher price. People are saying that they're trying to make it go down a bit to make people want to sell at a slightly lower price after losing money. Well, what we are seeing on Friday is we are seeing the actual longs winning. We are seeing the shorts lose on Friday, as we can see that the share price ended up in the green. It didn't end up in the green by much, 0.06%, but it was still green. I think that is important to note because we've seen a lot of strength come into this stock over the past day. Even in the past 5 days, we can see that very much like AMC, the price of this one was forced down on a Monday. Tuesday, it actually recovered a little bit. Into Wednesday, very similar story, quite flat. Thursday, very flat as well. Friday, also quite flat. So we're not seeing this one being able to be forced down by very much longer. And obviously, a lot of people who are now in this stock are holding it long term. I mean, yes, they are all here for the squeeze, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, a lot of people who are holding this one are here for the squeeze and are willing to wait long term if that is what needs to be the case. So I think what we are seeing right now is we are seeing these paper hands, as people are reiterating them as, kind of being forced out of the stock, as just a few months ago when the stock did squeeze quite high, I think a lot of people were selling out right then. Now, I think where we stand right now, the price is obviously much better than it was previously. It's at $161 right now. If you'd have bought this one in December of 2020, it was valued at $19. So you can see, even if you'd have held this one from there until now, you'd have made a very decent gain. But with the price being quite flat over the past 5 days especially, I think it does indicate to something potentially coming in the very near future. I think either way, we've seen a very interesting situation. And as I have said tonight with my AMC video, it is very much unprecedented. We just don't know what is going to happen in this situation, as we haven't really seen anything like this before. The nearest thing that we do have to liken this to is what we saw earlier in the year with this stock. And what we saw earlier in the year with this stock was much less dramatic than what we are probably going to see in the future if this one does squeeze. What we already know right now is a lot more people are now more organised. We have a lot more shareholders for both AMC and GME, and this could potentially help the prices of both of them if they were to squeeze in the near future. Now, another really interesting thing which I do want to highlight is a volume that we were apparently seeing on Friday. So this information once more is coming from Yahoo Finance. It is on their interactive charts. We can see a volume number down here of 2.93 million on Friday. That is fairly low, and I do want to highlight that because if we look at volume over the past few days before that, we can see volume figures 2.94, 1.79, the day before that 4 million, so that is quite low actually, especially when we compare this to the higher volume that we have seen down here of about 21 million, even 7 down here, 10 down here. You can see how this one works. Obviously when it does start to move, it can move by a rather large amount. We saw over 50 million down here. So 50 million at the highs, 10 million would be a reasonable amount, but we are seeing now over the past 5 days, volume of 2 million roughly for the past 4 or so days per day. I think this is interesting to me, as it does show to me at least that a lot of people are still holding this stock and not a lot of people are selling. We have people still potentially shorting this one, but obviously a lot of these apes who do want to hold this stock now, they are holding this one more long term, and they just know where this one could potentially go. So I do see a lot on the table for this stock going forwards into the future. I think it is an interesting buy right now if you were looking to get into it. Obviously, if it was to squeeze, it could definitely give you a very good return on investment, but we just don't know if that's going to happen. Personally, for me, I think it is definitely possible. I think if you are looking to get into this one, be aware of the risks, but I think right now might be one of the better points if you are in for the squeeze, of course. Just my opinion, not financial advice. Now I want to move over to have a quick look at the short interest and the short volume ratio for this stock on Friday. Latest market date was the 7th of the 5th, so we can see down here this was literally yesterday, we can see a short volume of 651,000, market volume 2.9 million, short volume ratio 21%. Scroll down a bit further, we can see that the short share availability is roughly 200,000, and this was once more updated on the date of the 7th, so literally yesterday. Scroll down a bit further, we can see that the short borrow fee is apparently 0.94% according to Fintel. And if we scroll down here, we can actually get a look at the short volume ratio for the stock over the past few months. We saw a massive spike up, obviously, back when this one did start to rocket. Since then, we've seen a big increase in October, November and December as well. We saw a big increase in January once more as this one really started to take off. Then since February and throughout, we have seen a short interest remain quite stable. In fact, if we look at this one from September until right now, we can see that we've had a very similar amount of short interest. If anything, we have actually picked up more in the past day or so, according to this chart. As going into May the 21st, so of course late in the month, we can see obviously more recently, towards the more recent time frame, we are seeing a big increase on this stock, so that's really good. I think going forwards, we could see this one start to take off a bit further if this data does continue to grow, and if we do see more and more short interest pop into this stock. But overall, what I'm trying to say is that we are seeing a steady rate of short interest, which is good if this one could potentially see a short squeeze, which does have the potential to occur. So right now I am happy with how GME is moving. Obviously, it is a risky play, we already knew that, but I think if it is going to squeeze, we are in quite a prime position. When is it going to happen? Nobody knows. Is it going to happen for sure? Nobody knows either. But one thing that I can say is that with my personal analysis of this one and looking at the stock, I think that there is a strong chance of this possibly happening. So do your own research, come to your own conclusions and make up your own mind. Thank you for watching, I'll see you soon.